this. You got it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, action. If I was playing, Boston would be at home. New York, damn sure would be fucking at home.
For him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling or is that Jimmy serious? If you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut.
Things are not looking very stable for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat right now. Pat Riley caused a huge stir with his comments on his franchise star, basically telling Butler to keep his mouth shut if he doesn't suit up and play. Riley isn't known to mince words, and he sets the tone for the iconic Heat culture that everyone raves about. To make matters a bit worse, Butler's agent was unhappy with Riley's comments on Butler because the star player should have a little more protection from the organization since he is the leader on and off the court. That leads to some speculation about Butler's future as he approaches 35 years old. Even if Riley has denied he is looking to trade Butler just yet, there is concern that Butler might not be worth a lucrative contract extension. If Butler wants to see more pay, Pat Riley will want to see more play. And in simple terms, that is the entry point to this offseason for the Miami Heat. Butler is almost certainly going to ask the Heat for a 2-year extension this summer. It could guarantee him as much as $113 million for the 2025-26 and 2026-27 seasons. But Riley said in his annual end-of-season remarks that he isn't sure what the team will do when that moment arrives. There are a number of factors the Heat will consider. Without question, he is an elite player whose time in Miami has been loaded with some signature performances, especially in the playoffs. But he turns 35 in September and has missed 100 regular season games in his 5 Miami seasons, sitting out for injuries, rest, or other reasons nearly 26% of the time. He suffered a knee injury during the play-in tournament this season and missed Miami's first-round playoff loss to Celtics. Butler is under contract in 2024-25 season for $48.8 million with a $52.4 million player option in 2025-26 season. Butler will seek a 2-year max extension that would include salaries of $54.3 million for the 2025-26 season and $58.6 million for the 2026-27 season when Butler will be 37 years old. Considering he will be nearly 36 by the end of next season and already dealing with health issues, the Miami Heat need to discuss the plus and minus points of a max contract extension. Butler's significance extends beyond his on-court performance. He embodies the heart and soul of the Heat, having led them to 2 finals appearances. His presence not only elevates the team's performance, but also instills a sense of toughness and leadership among his teammates. One of Butler's most significant assets is his status as the best two-way player on the squad. His ability to excel on both ends of the floor provides the Heat with a competitive edge, particularly in crucial moments during games. Moreover, Butler's work ethic and commitment to excellence make him a role model for younger players who can benefit from his mentorship as they develop into stronger offensive options. A contract extension would not only serve as a reward for Butler's past achievements, but also incentivize him to maintain his high level of performance. Pat Riley's recent comments, emphasizing the importance of players being available and at their best, further underscore the need for the Heat to secure Butler's long-term commitment. Despite approaching 35, Butler's adaptability and basketball IQ suggests that he will continue to evolve his game as he ages. Furthermore, retaining Butler eliminates the need for the Heat to explore the trade market for a comparable two-way player. Given his unique skill set and impact on the team's success, finding a suitable replacement would be a challenging task. By securing Butler's services through a lucrative contract extension, the Heat can ensure continuity and stability within their roster, thereby enhancing their competitiveness in the Eastern Conference. One of the most pressing concerns about giving Butler a major contract extension is his age and injury history, both of which raise doubts about his long-term durability and availability. At almost 35 years old, Butler's ability to stay healthy and consistently available for games has become increasingly uncertain. His track record with the Heat is concerning, as he has failed to play a full 82-game season and has not even reached the 65-game mark in any single season due to various injuries. This lack of availability has undoubtedly impacted the team's performance, particularly during critical moments, such as his absence from the entire postseason against the Celtics this year. As Butler ages, the risk of further injuries and declining physical capabilities looms large, posing a significant dilemma for Heat management. Pat Riley's recent remarks hint at his concerns regarding Butler's availability and perhaps his overall commitment to the team, suggesting that the organization may be hesitant to invest in a player who cannot reliably stay on the court. Moreover, Butler's tendency to engage in off-court antics, as referenced by Riley's comments about him trolling, adds another layer of uncertainty to his future with the Heat. If Butler's behavior continues to be a source of frustration for the organization, it could strain the team's chemistry and undermine their overall performance, further complicating the decision to offer him a lucrative contract extension. In light of these concerns, it may be too risky for the Heat to commit significant financial resources to Butler for an extended period. While his leadership and on-court abilities are undeniable, the potential drawbacks associated with his age, injury history, and off-court behavior suggest that the Heat must proceed with caution before making any long-term commitments. Given Butler's near 35-year-old status and the substantial salary he commands, the Heat would likely prioritize acquiring assets that align with their long-term goals while also shedding some salary to balance their roster. The package the Heat could receive involves targeting a young prospect with high upside, along with 1 to 2 future first-round picks. A trade with a team like the OKC, for example, could involve receiving a young prospects such as Lou Dort and Jalen Williams, along with 2 future first-round picks. This trade package would provide the Heat with talented young players who could contribute immediately, along with valuable draft assets to fuel their long-term success. Alternatively, the Heat could explore a trade with a team like the New Orleans Pelicans, where they could engage in a straight swap involving another established player. For instance, trading Butler for someone like Brandon Ingram would provide the Heat with a younger talent to build around while also bringing Butler's leadership and experience to the Pelicans roster, potentially benefiting players like Zion Williamson. In any trade scenario involving Butler, the Heat would likely seek to include an expiring contract to help match his substantial salary. This would allow them to manage their salary cap situation more effectively while also potentially acquiring additional assets in return. It is never easy to simply answer, but the best plan for the Heat is to gauge the summer market and see which stars could be available. A star like Paul George has been made available by the Los Angeles Clippers, and perhaps the Heat would want to add more shooting to their roster. If Miami does not find a better player than Butler, which they likely won't, they might have to agree to a contract extension. Knowing Pat Riley, he will have a sit-down with Butler and discuss his plans of rehabbing and remaining focused on being available to the team. Butler needs to show his willingness to be all in with the franchise and take on a bigger role in elevating the play of Tyler Hero, who Riley also had some words on. It is also likely that Riley will have to get Butler to agree to a slightly lower salary, perhaps maxing at $40 million if possible. The Heat will likely to struggle if they don't have Butler for the next 3 seasons because he won't be easy to replace. Unless Miami can possibly use Butler for one of the top 15 players in the NBA, of which only Donovan Mitchell might be available, they will have to keep Butler and continue to build the roster around him.